Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a studio tour and there's Thorin. Alright. I just found out recently, about a few weeks ago, that I am moving and my studio is not quite where I want it to be right now. It's definitely not perfect, but since I'm moving I wanted to record a tour just for you guys because I wanted to do it anyways. I was planning on doing it, but also for myself so I can look back on this because this is my first studio I've ever had since I moved out of my parents' house. So I want to keep this for my memory and also show you guys because I personally love seeing studio tour videos. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so here we're in my hallway and my cat's opening the door for me. Here's what it looks like when we open the door. Here's the overview of the room. Alright, and then let's get into the details of the room. So here is this side of the room. These fairy lights that you see are all the way around the entire perimeter of my room. So this is behind my door. So right here I just have a bunch of tote bags that I use from time to time. I like to use them to carry my art supplies, you know, if I'm going somewhere. Here's my lacrosse stick. I played lacrosse in high school and I still have that. Holy sh! Sorry, my cat was being a menace. As I was saying, that's my lacrosse stick. I have an empty poster frame. This little wooden piece here is something I used for my wedding and I'm going to repurpose it. This is my large drawing board, my recycling bin. Moving on to this little furniture unit here. On top I have right there is a little wax melter just to make my room smell good. I have this little mushroom light that I got for Christmas. I have my craft sewing machine. These are the stencils from a couple of tattoos I have on my elbows. And then there's a little Himalayan salt crystal back there. Moving on out here, I have my jelly roll set that I got for Christmas. And this is my washi tape dispenser. It's actually a spice rack, so the drawer comes down like this. And so I have a bunch of those in there. Sometimes the mushroom turns on by itself. Right here, I kind of just kept as a little decor shelf. This little bucket has letters for one of those bulletin board frames that you can put your own quotes on and stuff. This little box here has a bunch of frames in it. And then moving over here, these are all of my comics that I have and the art of books that I collect, or at least the smaller ones. I have another bookshelf that you'll see where I put the other ones that are larger. But these are, this side right here is a lot of the books that I have collected from artists either on YouTube or Instagram. These are a lot of the freelance artists that I really enjoy. Some here from Jacqueline de Leon. Then I have one of Fran Nerd's books, a couple of other ones, and then these ones, some smaller reference books that I had. There's another art of book, and all these on this side right here are some comics that I have. But if you guys ever want a book tour or like a book collection video, please let me know. I would love to make one of those. That's another video series that I really enjoy watching. So just let me know in the comments below if that's something you guys would want to see. And then moving down here, I have all of my coloring books. What are you doing? This is an older journal. These are some of the daily journals that I have. And then moving on to this side over here is all of my candle stuff. Right here is just an extra marker shelf. This little thing is the frame I was talking about with those letters And then this frame right here is a shadow box that I made of my wedding bouquet. Here's another look at this little shelf here. And then that's my Instax mini camera. It's a photo of my husband and I when we were dating. This is a print by Nikki Bucknow. And then this is also a print by Nikki Bucknow, a print by Jacqueline De Leon. And then that frame up there is a half decomposed leaf that I found when I was a kid. I have a small collection of old cameras, so that's what you see on these little floating shelves here. That's my crown that I had for my wedding. And yeah, here's the final look of this side of the room before we move on. This door right here is the closet, but there's nothing exciting in there. I just keep like my Christmas wrapping paper and stuff that I don't like having out. It's basically just a storage closet. Alright, here is the next side of the room. This is the cat tree. It's my acoustic guitar. Here I just have another floating shelf that has kind of like random bits and bobs that I like to display. A couple things I've had since I was a kid. Candles that look like tree bark. Those were at my wedding. Sorry it's so reflective, but this is an original drawing from my brother actually. I'll link his Instagram in the description if you guys want to know. He draws a lot of stuff like this based on comic characters. And then this is a watercolor painting that my best friend did when we were in high school. It's supposed to be of me and my husband when we were dating. Right, and then moving over here to my reading chair, I have this little, I think it's the Alex drawer set from IKEA. It's on wheels. Before I get into those drawers though, I'm going to show you these here on the wall. I have a sticker that I had made of a photo that I did when I was younger. And then there's a print from Life Illustrations, I believe. Some handwritten notes that I kept from artists that I bought art from because I think they're cute. And a couple business cards from a couple of artists. And then here is a dream catcher my friend made me in high school. And then my lanyard that I wore on my honeymoon in Disneyland. And then moving back out here, we have this chest of drawers. This here on the top is my printer. I have the Canon Pixma Pro 100. I leave this cover over it until I get a formal cover for it, just because my cats like to lay on here and I want to prevent cat hair and stuff getting in there. And then in these drawers, they're not completely organized how I want them to be just yet. Eventually I want this entire station to be for shipping supplies, but for now this is how it is because as you can see this room is not very large and I have a limited amount of space. Alright, so here's the top drawer. This is like my office supply kind of drawer. I just have some rubber bands, scotch tape, packing tape. Here's some of these stickers that I recently made. Extra ink for my printer. So there's that one. Then in the second drawer here, I have a lot of stuff that I want to use for shipping stuff in the future. So I have these cards here that I plan on using for orders eventually when I start actually having orders, envelopes and everything. So that's that. And then in this one I have just some paper and cardstock, and this is just my regular printer paper in here. And then in this drawer I keep a lot of art prints and original drawings and stuff that I've been working on that I don't want to get ruined or wrinkled. I have my wedding photos in here so that they lay flat, and then I also have a lot of art prints that I've bought from other artists. Here's a few business cards of stuff that I've had, and here's some other cardstock stuff in here I think too. This is kind of just random, but I like to centralize it around the art stuff. And then in this drawer, another kind of random drawer. There's not much in here. This is where I wanted to keep like tissue paper. I had a lot left over from my wedding stuff, which is the white ones that are there, and that's that one. And then this bottom one is kind of like for all of my electronics stuff that has to do with my printer and my Cricut and everything. It's not too exciting, but that's what's in there. Alright, and then now we're moving on to this corner here, which is basically the bookshelf. This is where I keep the majority of my books, and as you can see, it is packed. At the top here, I have some wheels for my skates, and then I have a Mavis. I have a Mavis. Hello. That's my other cat. They're always in here, they always follow me. And then I have a collection of older Polaroid cameras that I keep up there. And then this top shelf, here I have my Batwoman figure statue from the DC Bombshells series. And then this top shelf consists of a lot of empty journals or empty sketchbooks. I also have these prompted journals like the Wreck This journal and everything from that series. My Wreck This journal is up there with the blue spine. And then moving down here, this is where I like to keep all of my novel kind of books, which I don't have too many of, but I have a few of the Harry Potter books, and then I have a collection of Edgar Allan Poe, a Lord of the Rings book, I have some Shel Silverstein books, then I have all of Kat Von D's books, and then moving down to this shelf, this is kind of like my art book and art reference shelf. So I have some Amy Brown books, I have some Brian Froud book, I have a Saku M's book, a Sabine Rich book. I just like to collect these books because I love looking at other artists' stuff. It's really inspiring to me to have these to look through. And then I have a couple of other books, like I have an Encyclopedia of Magical Creatures, I have The Art of DC Bombshells, just to name a few of the ones that are up here. So if you guys do still want a tour, like I said, leave a comment below and I can definitely go through these in a lot more detail. So looking at this shelf here, we're just one more down. This is where I keep all of my older filled sketchbooks. I honestly don't have very many. I'm not very good at filling sketchbooks, but I have a couple here, or just ones that I bought because I thought they were cute and then realized the paper wasn't very good. This little binder here is my Inktober stuff from a couple of years ago. I have this little portfolio book that has old art along with some folders in there that has old art in it. Then I have a few food related books and some old music books, and then my husband's books. He has a couple of car books and things like that. Okay, and moving down here, this is my like crafty area. I have everything organized in little bins, as you can see. Some more empty frames in the back there. This little tube is a world map that I have a plan for. And then in this little basket back here, I just have some blank canvases. In that little plastic bin right here, I have just little scrap pieces of paper. This little bin here is stickers. This one here is small scrapbook paper. The bottom box down here is cards, like Christmas cards and stuff. This little bin here is full of stamps and stamp pads. This one here is ribbon. And then this entire little thing here is glitter. And then here on the side of the Alex drawers, I have a canvas of a wedding photo, and then I have my large paper cutter. And then that's all for this corner over here, so let's move on to the next side of the room. This desk is from IKEA. I really wanted an L-shaped desk, so I have that to kind of mimic the shape so that I have more desk space. And then here is my main desk, but we'll get to that in a second. So I have Thorin. This is one of his favorite places to lay. Over here I have a couple of succulent plants that I've been meaning to plant, but I just haven't yet. I have a salt lamp. My Cricut machine, I have the Cricut Explorer Air 2. This is a fake succulent right there. And then I have a little cup with mushrooms on it that I keep pens. My lamp. This is my sketchbook and my planner. So here I have large canvases that I've never used. I have a really big pad of paper back there, larger canvases that I have used. I have a couple of those portfolio books that I keep larger artwork in that I've done. There's some photo paper. I have a tabletop easel, a shadow box, which is what I used for my guest book for my wedding. And then I have this chest that my husband made for me quite a few years ago, but that's what I like to keep my sewing materials in. I have fabric, and then I have some like costuming stuff that I kept in there. And then here on top of the chest, I have this wood canvases that I showed you in my art haul, my camera bag. And then I have this like little organizer, the water bottle I just recently got. Those bins, one of those is for keepsakes, and then the smaller one on top is for embroidery thread. My smaller paper cutter, and then this purple bin has the large scrapbook pads in it. And then that's all that's up here. Here I have my Cricut pads. I just have 2. And then this little nightstand thing I keep kind of random stuff in that I don't ever touch, but I need someplace to put. My scanner I have up top right there. It's the Epson V600 photo scanner. This little drawer in there, which I just keep random electronics. That box there has keepsakes in it, and then that other box has keepsakes in it. This little bin here is all of my kind of utility tools that I have. So like my hot glue gun, I have some pliers in there, some hot glue sticks, stuff like that. And then these 2 bins on the bottom are my beads, which I haven't touched in years, but I can't seem to get rid of them, so they go down there. And here's my trash can. And then between my desk and this little chest here, I have my camera deflectors, I think is what you call them. And then I have some old photo albums. And then I have a Starry Night poster hanging on the wall. Then we pan over to this side of the room, and that's the door where we came in. And this is my desk. I got it from IKEA. Alright. So I guess first off, I'll start from the top and go down. This print from Jacqueline de Leon that I have hanging on the wall. She's one of my favorite artists, so I have a lot of stuff from her. And then this top part, I found this drawer piece. It was in the damaged, discounted area of IKEA, and I thought it would fit really well up there just for extra storage. And then on top here, I have all of my decoration things, a salt lamp, some crystals, essential oil diffuser, just stuff like that. And then in these drawers haven't been organized in forever, so I don't remember what's in here. I guess some clear sleeves, some cardstock, and this is a project I'm working on with somebody that I need to keep in a safe place, so I keep it up there. I think this is old magazine clippings, I don't know. I think I have guitar strings up here. It's just kind of random, we don't need to look in there anymore. And then this one over here, it's also kind of random. I keep decorations, keep things that I don't know what else to do with. This is a garland I hang up in here when it's fall, and like tags and stuff. Yeah, just another random drawer. Those ones I don't really reach for too often just because they're kind of high up. So right here I have some ink bottles and some empty little jars that I plan to use for ink washes. I have this mug right here that my friend made for me, my portable speaker, and then if we move down here, I have my iPod because I still have an iPod. I don't like to use all the storage on my phone for my music, so I have an actual iPod. And the equipment for my GoPro as well as my GoPro. This little cartridge here is for all of my SD cards. This box here holds all of my Copic refills. This little notebook here is where I put all of my like YouTube ideas. So that's there. And then down here I have my current journal, my Faber-Castell Polychromos colored pencils, an empty sketchbook, a pad of paper that I use to jot down ideas or points that I want to cover in videos. This is my Prismacolor Premier colored pencils. I just keep them all in jars because I like having them out. I think they look nice, and I'm also more likely to use them if they're out. This little book here is like a mushroom field guide book. It's really cute. I use this as reference a lot for my mushroom girls. And then moving down here, I have the spray ball here. It's for when my kitties are being bad. Then I have my iPad. I have this cover I got from Amazon. I think I have the iPad 12.9 inch, but the first generation, I think is the one I have. So in here I have patches and my giant collection of stickers. If this is something you guys want to see a collection tour of, let me know, because I have a buttload of stickers and a lot of them are from artists. Like I have Saphira Lou ones, and I have a lot from Jacqueline De Leon and just a few other ones. So let me know if that's something you guys want to see. Paper pads and sticky notes and kind of stationary things that I want to keep handy. Keep those in there. And then up here I have a little stapler that's a hedgehog. I have a tape dispenser that's a little camera. And there's that. And then this is my little washi tape dispenser that I keep on my desk. This is a little tripod thing for my GoPro. My lens cap. And this chest that my husband made. I have like one gouache set that I haven't tried yet. And then I have this Copic marker up here. I like to stick Copic markers on the top shelf when they're dry, just so I know when I need to get a refill of one of them. My extra lens for my camera, that's my larger lens. By the way, the camera I'm using is a Nikon D3300. It's not really ideal for filming, but it's what I have. I love it for photography, but not the best camera for filming. And then here are my Copic markers. I don't have the full collection yet. I think I'm either 2 or 3 sets away from having all of them, and I've had to slowly buy them over the years. Right above the Copics, I have my Copic color collection, you know, where you swatch the colors. Here's one of my mini sketchbook. I like to do that for little warm-up pieces from time to time. That's my very small collection of Copic chows, some fine liners that I reach for on a regular basis. This little corner here is my lamp. I've put a daylight bulb in there just so I have more accuracy for colors. If you guys have just a room light, that's a good tip to get your colors more accurate, is to replace the bulb with a daylight bulb. You can get them at any hardware store or grocery store. I have a little charger for my Apple Pencil that I got from Amazon, the masking fluid I've been using, and then on the base of this lamp I usually just keep my eraser and my pencil sharpener so it's always accessible. I have this mat here that I use just to keep the surface of the desk nice, but also it's a little bit smoother to draw on. This is my laptop. I have the most recent version of the MacBook Air as of 2019, so I think it's 2018. This is my phone, my case I got from Society 6 forever ago, and I have the iPhone 7, I believe. This side of the hutch, this is where I keep all of my watercolors. So coming through, I have these boxes that are to these palettes actually. In this old Prismacolor tin, I have my graphite pencils. In this are some watercolor pencils. They're just kind of generic brand ones that I got, I think, at the bookstore. And then this bin has my tube watercolors in it. I have the koi watercolors set in the tubes. And then this here is my palette that I keep my koi watercolors in. So this is like a palette that I got empty and I put my own watercolors in. This is the koi, I don't remember what it's called, but these are koi pan travel set. This one here. These two are both really cheap watercolors. I use this one because they're iridescent, and I like that because they're not very opaque, so I can paint over top of stuff. These I talked about in my art haul video. These are the pearlescent colors by Finetech. It's the palette with all of them in it, which I was really excited to get. I just got that recently. These are they're by the brand Pixma. I don't know much about them, but I've tested them and they seem to be really nice. I haven't used them yet either in a full piece, but I really like them. So I have a bunch of those. I think I have 5 different palettes. Here is where I keep usually pieces I'm currently working on. So I have a couple in here that I've been working on. Some extra scrap paper that I do swatches on. These are a lot of my sketchbooks that I haven't used yet. This is one of my favorite sketchbooks. It's the Strathmore Mixed Media sketchbook. It's like a soft cover sketchbook, but the paper is so nice. Then I have gold leaf, or I should say metallic leaf because it's like gold silver. A black paper sketchbook. I think it's by B Paper. I have another B Paper sketchbook that's for markers. This is my favorite. Oh no, not that. This is my favorite type of paper. I usually use this when I am doing finished pieces. This is what I've been using. One that's marker paper that I wanted to try out. This is another craft paper sketchbook here. This is a B Paper mixed media sketchbook. And then this is just like a little notebook that I use for drawing ideas. And I have my color pencil swatches in there, so I reference it kind of frequently. Back here, I have a mini watercolor sketchbook. I have a cup that I keep my nice paintbrushes in. Some cups that I use for water when I'm painting. And then I have my Winsor & Newton drawing ink collection right there. I have these little dividers. This is all my inking pens, and these are all my pencils. So I have these like Color Pilot mechanical pencils that are all colored. So I have those. This is a ruler I use pretty frequently. I use the Col-Erase colored pencils a lot to sketch in. Just some scrap paper, my electric eraser, and then these are all my line art pens that I have. I do have a lot that I reach for. I just use those for the last pieces that I did. Then I have a couple of these water brush pens in here and these like sponge things. But that's what's in there. And then moving out in this drawer here, I just keep all of my like normal pens in here and my dry erase markers. I have some Sharpies. I have this little pouch that has a lot of refill stuff in it. So there's refills, there's extra Uniball Signal white gel pens. I have refills for a brush pen in there. Beneath that, I have some wet wipes. I have a circle punch right here. This little insert comes out. So I have an extra blade for my paper cutter, some pencil lead. I have some corner punches, a little screwdriver. This drawer here is stuff I reach for all the time. Some bobby pins. I usually have a ponytail holder in there, but I need to put one back in here. Some SD cards, thumb drives. This is my tape dispenser, masking tape, headphones. This cord goes to my light pad. And then I have a cord in here that's the charging cord to my wireless speakers, some stamps. I bought the Papermate Inkjoy set just because I like nice pens. And yeah, that's this drawer. This drawer I'm not going to show you just because it's my filing cabinet. Nothing exciting in there anyways. This is my chair. That's a stuffed cat that I've had since I was really little. My chair is from Ross, I believe. Under here, this little ottoman is mainly for me to put my feet up on, but inside of it I do have some extra decorations that I need for my room. That is my light pad. It is a Huion light pad I just got off of Amazon. I have this little cat tree thing. And then last but not least, let's get to this little cabinet here. So in here, I keep my fixative that I spray over top of my finished pieces. Larger paper pad down here at the bottom. I have some sealer for the wood I've been meaning to paint on. Some spray cleaner, and then I have a basket that has all my craft paint in it. I usually set that down there, but it's outside right now because I'm using it. Way back in the back there, I keep spray paint. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing too fancy. Oh, and then in the corner there are my tripods. Alright guys, that is the entirety of my studio tour. I really hope you guys enjoyed. And don't forget to leave a comment if you want to see anything more specific or if you have questions about any of the stuff I have in here. Aside from that, thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!